Hopefully you can hear me now. Hold on. Mate, you don't understand how long it's taken me to record this. I've been struggling with this microphone because it was peaking and spiking and popping randomly. And then I've been trying to upload my footages from my phone to this laptop via Dropbox, and it's super slow. It's so annoying. Anyways, this week was amazing. Best week since I've been here. To start off with the week. This week, all I was really doing was trying to find a remote sales job as a seller. And I found one. I was actually able to find a job. And I started working for them. And it was a legit business. They're paying me legit money. I've not made any yet because I've been working for them for like 1 day. But I was able to get a job via this one guy who put a listing on schools. And I reached out to him. And one thing, by the way, if you're looking for a job in sales, like remote sales, definitely do this whilst you're applying. Make a 1-minute video of yourself, very short, and have it just be an introduction as to who you are, what qualities you have, what you're looking for, why you're in the space. Really short. Sound energetic, sound enthusiastic, and that will help you stand out, which is the name of the game here. You want to stand out because that's how you'll be more likely to hear replies from people looking for jobs. So anyway, I'm there, and he replied, and he was like, "Hey man, I saw your video. Nice video. When are you free for a one-on-one?" And I was like, "Tomorrow, bruv." He was like, "Bet." I get on the call. He's a nice guy, genuine guy. He's based in America, and so is the company. And he told me about what the company was, and I won't say their name, but they're a marketing agency that helps smaller roofing businesses have a better social media presence, because through that better social media presence, the company, the small business, gets more clients, and more clients means more money. And not only that, but the clients come to them, because most roofing people, they get their work through word of mouth or like referrals from other businesses around, but a lot of them don't have actual good marketing. So that's where this company comes in, and my job is to book the appointments with those small businesses. And I get paid for doing that. It's commission based, sorry. So per person I book, if they get closed, which just means they buy the product of us helping them scale their marketing, then I get paid, and that's how it works. And then he told me a little bit more, like they only have one ticket price, because some companies will have different products priced at different things. They only have one, and he said that every time I book someone in and they get closed, I'll get paid around, in UK money, it would be like 420 per booking closed. And they get a lot of leads. So I'll spare you all the maths, but the earning potential is pretty good. It's around like 5 to 8k, which as a start position is fucking amazing. So I was absolutely fantastic. All that said, the last thing he asked me was, "Hey, when are you free for an onboarding?" Where he would just run through how the system works, what I would be using to book the calls, the framework I'd be using, the questions I need to ask them to qualify them, shit like that. And I was like, "Yeah, calm. I'm free tomorrow, bruv." At that point, it would have been Friday. He was like, "Bet, Friday it is." And then he was like, "It'll be you and like 3 other dons." And then Friday hit, and we all joined the onboarding little meeting. And it just started off as an intro. He introduced himself, introduced the company again. Then we went around introducing ourselves, and the people were pretty nice. There was like one guy from Canada, one guy from, the other 2 guys were somewhere in Europe, I can't remember where. But yeah, it was cool. Then we went straight into it. He showed us the program we'd be using to book the calls, how it all worked, the script, and then he was like, all right guys, you're kind of new, so really you're just gonna learn by doing. Just go out there, try, book a call, use the script and the framework that I showed you, and just see what happens. He was like, today is the day for failure. If you fail, it's fine. I'd rather it now than we go 2 weeks in and we've only realized that you're now struggling with this. So just fail, ask questions if you need help. I'll be available throughout the day. Try book some calls. I was like, bet. I go first like 3 hours of me doing this, because like the way this goes is you're not constantly on the phone. You have to wait for people to actually respond and to the message that gets sent out for you to then call them and stuff. So yeah, it's a bit techie. So within those 3 hours, I think I tried to call like maybe 20-25 people who were like warm leads, people replying and showing some sort of interest. But half the time, because they're business owners, right, they're roofing companies, you'd call the number and it would just go either straight to voicemail or it would be an automated message, and it would just be some guy going like, you've now reached so-and-so roofing company, leave your message after the beep and we'll get back to you. And you never want to get back to them because those dickheads that's not their personal company number, that's the business number. And then if you call them, the person you'll be talking to is some sort of secretary, and you'll never get to the business owner. And you want to get to the business owner because they're the person making the decisions, it's not the secretary, and the secretary ain't gonna give you the boss's number. So yeah, there was a lot of that. I couldn't even get on a call. And then I think like, I want to say it may have been like 5 hours at this point. We had a little like catch-up meeting, and you know, the main guy, the manager, he was like, alright, how's it going so far? What troubles are we running in? And all of us said the same thing, like, fam, I ain't gonna lie to you, we can't even get them on call. It's always some automated message or some voicemail. And then he was like, yeah, I can't lie, you're just gonna have to charge that. Just charge that one. It's fine. Just keep calling. Eventually, some people will ring up. So after that little like 10-minute meeting, we went back. He fired up the little software that generates the people who are interested. I call up a couple times. A few more just like voicemails and shit like that. And then this guy picks up and we actually start talking. He was really standoffish at first, like most people are. But then I was like, hey, nah, like let's just chat, innit? Like we can just chat. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not trying to just sell you something. Let's just chat. I want to just see how business is. And he was like, all right, fine. I don't intend to buy anything. I don't really want to waste your time. I was like, listen, it's not wasting my time, honestly. Can I just ask you a couple questions? He was like, sure. Because they're all American. Sure. So I asked my questions. I kept it broad at first. I was like, how's business? How much work do you get each month? Like, do you want more work? How do you get your work? And, you know, I was narrowing down the problems. And this Donnie's main problem was that, like most of his work, he has to work for before he can even work. What does that mean? What do I mean by that? I mean that it's all mouth to mouth, and he has some salespeople go around knocking on door to door asking if they need this and that. You know, it's a lot of labor intensive work just to get the actual work. None of his clients come to him, and he also said that when they do, you know, they're not really long-term customers. He always gets new people. I was like, that sounds like a problem, no? He was like, yeah. So then I was like, yeah, we can help you out, big man. Like, we can automate a lot of this for you. We can get you more clients very easily. I've seen it happen before. And yeah, I was like, come on, man, let's do this. And then eventually he was like, all right, fine. And then I actually got him to book a call. So long story short, at the end of the day, I was able to get a call through. On my first day, having just read the script and having just been introduced to the software and having just had my first ever actual sales call, I was actually able to get a guy to book, which is crazy to me. I didn't think that would happen. And the manager Don was like, "Congratulations! Like, how'd you feel?" I was like, "Pretty good, but there are a couple of things I could have done better." He was like, "Don't worry about that for now. It's your first day." I was like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. It is." And I was able to get him to book a call. So yeah, all was good. And now, that was the week. And then the weekend was crazy. So, Friday night, I had just tasted success in terms of sales. I'd got a job. And I was like, I should have some fun for once. So my mom's boyfriend, he's a DJ. I'll just be calling him DJ throughout this. So DJ was like, "Hey, do you want to come to some parties with me to tonight and tomorrow?" I was like, "You know what? Normally I'd say no, but yeah, I will." And one thing you have to understand, right, about Switzerland is that, I don't really go to the parties here. I don't go to the clubs here. I used to go with DJ a lot because, he would DJ and get free entry, and then I'd come as this plus one and it'd be calm, spend the night. But I realized that the nightlife in Switzerland is so dry for like two main reasons. One, barely anyone goes out, so there's not many people in the club to begin with, or parties. And then two, the people that are there are so dry. Like 3/4 of the people never really dance. They're not lively at all. It's like they don't even want to be there. It doesn't make sense. I've stepped into clubs sometimes, and the whole night there was just no one there. I'm talking not a couple people, the whole club was empty. I was actually astonished. And I was there with me and my girlfriend at the time. It was just the two of us. And then DJ was playing, and that was it. It was us three there. Like, imagine being a DJ and having that sort of crowd. Like, there's no crowd. The only reason DJ does this so often, because he does this weekly. He goes out and DJs for like some clubs that he does business with a lot. And some of them are like weddings, some of them are like parties, whatever. But nevertheless, they're always dry. The only reason he does it is because it pays pretty well, apparently. So yeah, basically what I'm getting at, clubs here aren't good. Not only that, but like, if the crowd isn't lively, like for me personally, there's generally nothing I can do, because I don't drink, so I can't even just sit at the back and drink or like smoke or something. So I'm just there twiddling my thumbs. So I thought that was gonna happen again, but I was like, you know what? I've not been out of the house in quite a bit and done anything, so I might as well. So I go with him, and we rock up to like a standard public club. Like this time on Friday night, we went to just a normal club, and he was setting up, and then as he's setting up, there's this guy the corner next to him, next to DJ, and he's fiddling around with like the light system. And then he looks to me and he's like, "Yo, do you want to, like, since you're with DJ, do you want to handle the light system? You can like switch the lights on and like match the vibe of what music's playing, and light up the stage and shit." I was like, you know what, since I probably won't be doing much anyways, calm, I'll do that. So that's what I was doing for most of the night. I was handling the light system, and then when people did roll in, I would switch the lights, and like if DJ was about to set up a bass drop, like just before the bass drop, I'd turn off all the lights, and then as soon as the bass dropped, I'd put the strobe lights on and it would go crazy. It was actually pretty fun. But still, like, the crowd was almost non-existent. There was like a couple of people there, and at some points no one was there. And then at the tail end of the night, this one dude rocked up on his ones, and I knew he was different because the moment he came in, he started signaling to DJ like, yo, it's like, yo, and then he was just like, and he was actually like dancing, and like he had energy in him. He looked like he was actually alive, because everyone else looked like zombies. And so he was dancing. I was like, this guy's, he's calm, he's hard. He was dancing, and he could actually dance pretty well. So yeah, he made the night. And I actually went off stage, because I'd been on the stage handling the lights for like, I want to say 5 hours, and I was getting tired of it. So I went and I danced with that guy, because he was vibey. So we danced together, and I didn't get any footage of it, sadly, because my phone died. But it was hard. Afterwards, that was it. We went home and I crashed out, and I realized how unequipped for parties my body is, because I came home, you know, for a club night, not even that late, and I was shattered the next day. I didn't get up till like 3 or 2 p.m, which is not normal for me. When I woke up, DJ told me, are you ready for tonight's party? I was like, what are you on about? I'm staying home. He's like, no, there's another one, you know, the main one, the one that I told you with the actual good music, and the one where people actually be dancing because it's a private party and stuff like that. I was like, damn, fine. So Saturday rolled around, like Saturday night, we get there. It's a pretty big venue. This place already felt different, and I could tell like this guy spent a lot of money on all this. There was a bunch of food, there was like a proper stage, and like the DJ area was in the middle of it, and then on each side of the stage there were these fat fucking speakers, like huge speakers. It was really cool, and all of this was for some guy's 40th birthday party. Like, this guy spent a couple of bags on this. And yeah, later on I actually got told that he spent around 5k just on this night, which is crazy numbers if you ask me for a birthday party. And then I get there, and to be honest, at first I thought it would kind of be similar to Friday night, but it wasn't. It was actually so fun. It's actually so fun. It's probably the most fun I've had on a night out in Switzerland. That night I met so many people, and you know, most of them, there was a big language barrier because most of them couldn't speak English, and not only that, but the music was so loud, but nevertheless they still tried to talk to me and stuff. And half the time I was just like nodding as if I knew what they were saying. Like, I could hear every other word, but yeah, I would just laugh and nod when they looked at me, stuff like that. And I think throughout the night I met like 10 pretty interesting people. Now, the first person I met was some guy. He swore that he'd met me 3 or 2 years ago. He was so convinced. He was like, bro, I know I've seen your face before. Like, I know I've seen your face. I was like, big man, I've never met you in my life. Trust me, I've never met you in my life. He was like, no, man, I never forget a face. I never forget a face. I met that guy like maybe 10 times throughout the night, and he would literally say that every single time. He was drunk as fuck. And then we have the host, so the birthday guy himself. He was hosting the party. His energy was up there. He was like an extrovert. Bro, it was crazy. He was so lively. And then there was this little bit where they were cutting the cake, singing happy birthday, and he just started dancing and like trying to break dance, and like he has like silly energy, you know, which I found cool. Very different from how Swiss people are normally. And yeah, man, it was cool to see. That guy knew DJ, right? And when I first talked to him one-on-one, DJ was like, hey, you know this guy here? He was pointing to me. He was like, you know this guy? He's actually from the Bronx. And he was like, what? And then there was also another rapper he was playing, and he said it to him too. And then the rapper went, are you actually from the Bronx? I was like, no, man. He was like, hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then the birthday boy, I'll just call him birthday boy. He was like making jokes, and he was like, oh yeah, man, you know how it is here, man. I'm a real hood gangster here, man. You know how it is in Switzerland. I'm a real G. I'm a real G. He kept saying G like that. Like, I'm a real G. And then he'd say stuff like, oh yeah, you know the Crips, yeah? I'm the leader of the Crips. I invented the Crip walk. I invented the Crip walk. I was just laughing, and he was like, why are you laughing, bro? It's no joke. I'm being serious. So that was him. And then there was also the host's mum. She was there too, and she was just as lively as her son. Like, she was the only one consistently dancing throughout the night, and I was shocked. Like, she had proper energy. It was funny. And yeah, as the night went on, her dancing became more loose because she kept drinking. It was so funny. At that point, when I saw her dancing so much, I was like, I might as well dance too, so I'm not twiddling my thumbs. So I started dancing on the dance floor, and then eventually we would dance with each other. And you know, the music was so vibey. It was like a mixture of boom bap, rap. Like, I'm talking like Biggie, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube was getting played, Nas was getting played, like a lot of rap, and it was all like remixed together. It just sounded cool. A lot of classic hits. And yeah, so I was dancing with her for quite a while, and she was trying to talk to me, and I couldn't hear everything she was saying, but she thought I was like a really sweet boy. You know, like when you meet your grandma, like, you know, it was that type of energy. She was like, oh my god, you're such a sweet boy, thank you so much for dancing with me. You know, I used to dance like this all the time when I was younger, but no one in Switzerland, they never dance. I was like, yeah, facts. I was like, don't even worry about it. And you know, it was a fun night. She was a nice lady, but you know, eventually she got way too drunk. She could barely stand. So she was like, I need to sit down. I was like, yeah. So she left, and then I met this guy. He was the bartender, and yeah, I couldn't really understand him at all, but he was cool and funny. He was like, oh, where are you from? I was like, I'm from the UK. He was like, me? I'm 101% Slovakian. And then he had a black button-up shirt. He unbuttoned it a bit to show his chest, and he had a tattoo that said like 101% Slovakian with like some cool design above it. And he was like, whoa, you know, I'm a real bad boy. I'm a bad boy. It was so funny. And then it got a bit dark there because he said that he knew DJ. He was like, I know DJ. And I asked for 3 song requests for him. And then he said 1 for me, 1 for my brother who's in jail, and another one for my sister who died. And I was like, raw. That got deep. And then when he played the music, it was like this really high-speed techno music. And then when he would wait for the bass drop, he'd go like, just have his hand out up in the air like, and then he'd wait, and then he'd go poof, poof, poof. I don't know why, but a lot of Swiss people do that. When they wait for the bass drop, at least that night, they would just stand there like this, have the hand up, and then start dancing once the bass dropped. Some wacky shit. There was also this one guy doing like these like slow movements like this. I don't know what he was doing. It was so funny. It reminded me of those 2 girls in Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. You dance in the middle of town square at night. Weird ass shit. And then I'm trying to think, who else did I meet? Oh yeah, there was also this guy who had glasses. He spoke the best English there, and at one point he asked me, can you drive? I was like, nah. He was like, big man, you used to know how to drive. I was like, yeah, you're right, I'll get on that. I'll get my driver's license. Once I said that, he was like, oh no, bro, don't worry about the driver's license. Just start driving cars, bro. Just start driving cars. I was like, big man, what are you on about? He was like, it's true, man. That's the best way to learn. Just drive cars. You don't need a license. I was like, I just started laughing. He was like, hey man, in an emergency situation, no one cares if you have a driver's license or not. I was like, I guess that's true. But anyways, that was him. And there was this other lady who offered me a drink at the bar, and I was like, nah. But then she insisted, and then she asked like, what do you want? Because at this point at the night, I think when it turned around 12 or like 11 p.m, the drinks weren't free anymore, because they were before. And she's there, she asked me a drink, because all they really had was soft drinks and alcohol. And I might have had like 100 sweets and like 3 sugary drinks. I was like, can I just have some water? And she just rolled her eyes like, oh, you don't have to be modest. Like, spirits, there's vodka, there's beers, like, take whatever, I don't mind. I was like, nah, just some water, please. And then I went to the bartender, and then that same Donny, the Slovakian guy, was like, what? Like, his expressions were so animated. You couldn't believe it. He was like, oh la 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 la, oh la la, water. I was like, yes. It was funny though. And then when it hit like 1 p.m, I was shattered. I was absolutely shattered. I was like, I was all tired out. A lot of people had gone home, and because I was with DJ, I have to stay with him until he's done. So at one point, I'm just sitting on the edge of the stage, like laying down, just waiting to go home. And then eventually I get up, I go and I take a bite of some food to eat, drink some more water, then I'm walking across the dance floor. I kick a random balloon as I'm walking. And then there's this one lady, like this blonde-haired woman, who I didn't see any other time before this. She was on the stage and she was dancing to this high, like, techno music, like that. And she was like, hey, you there, come. I was like, huh? And she was like, come. And she was like, bring that balloon. So I brought it, and she started doing this, like gesturing, like she wanted to play volleyball with the balloon. I was like, you know what? Because I'm probably here for another 40-ish minutes or hour. It's like, I might as well. So we're playing makeshift volleyball with this balloon. And yeah, it was pretty fun. We do that for like 45 minutes-ish. No, not 45, like 25 minutes. And then after, we start dancing, and she's like, can you do the electro shuffle? I was like, no. And then she just starts busting out the electro shuffle. It was actually so sick. She could do it so well. But I was gonna record it, but my phone was dead, so I couldn't. And then after that, she asked if I wanted to play cup pong, because they had this cup pong table for the kids, and instead of beer, it was just like water. So we went over there, and I played cup pong for the first time, because I don't know about everywhere, but any party I've been to in the UK, they never have cup pong there, so I've never played before, and that was fun. And she was smoking me at the start, like it was bad, but then I started to bring it back, and it became a close game, yeah. And we literally came down to 1 cup each, and we were whiffing. I'm talking, we might have had 30 shots each, just straight whipping. And like the amount of times we hit the rim as well, like we're hitting that rim. Wait, pause. Anyways, the amount of time we like almost got it in, crazy. But then eventually I made the shot, won the game, and then I was like, hey, since I won, can I have like 2 francs? 2 francs is like 2 quid. Because before that, she was like, hey, what are we playing for? Like, what are the stakes? I was like, I don't know. I just kind of want to play. And then she was like, all right, we'll figure it out after. So I asked her for money, and then she gave it to me. And then after that, we had some small talk. She introduced herself. I introduced myself. She said she was from, I can't remember. I think she was also from Slovakia. I'm not sure. But yeah, she was a nice lady. And then after that, yeah, I just waited for DJ to finish and went home. But like, that was actually a really fun night. It was really, really good. Like, lots of vibes, unexpected people. Everyone was everyone I talked to was kind of crazy, but it kind of reminded me of the UK in a way. Like, you just don't know what's gonna happen on a night out sometimes. So yeah, and I would say the one big lesson I learned this week is that, like, listen, big man, when you have big goals, like you want to achieve big things, you want to make a certain amount of money, or you want to start some project, you definitely want to chase after that dream, work towards it relentlessly, but also learn to take calculated breaks and to really learn how to have fun when the time calls for it, and to celebrate even the little wins. That's what I learned, because throughout the week, like, yeah, I didn't play my video games that much, I didn't text many people, I didn't socialize, I really didn't go out, and I realized that, like, I've done a lot this week. Like, I achieved literally the exact thing I wanted, so it's time to have a break. And yeah, when I had a break, I definitely didn't regret it. I was very happy with how the night turned out. So yeah, learn how to rest. That's what I'd say. Learn how to rest. I don't really know how to end these, like, ever.